The following program does not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good afternoon and welcome to the Liquid Green Health Show with your hosts Fred and Janet Cox right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board right now, send us an email. Our email address is liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, right to your hosts of the Liquid Green Health Show, Fred and Janet Cox.
And yes, we are having fun already. It's Sunday, 5:30 p.m., January 29, 2023. And I am Fred Cox. And to my left, your right, is my co-host, Janet. And we are the Coxes. It's Sunday. And it's our time to spend some time with you. And we're doing that today. We want to say thank you for allowing us into your space. We're broadcasting live from the city of Oshawa, just east of Toronto. And good afternoon to our listeners in Toronto, across Canada, the United States, around the world. And once again, thanks for having us into your private space. Welcome to the Liquid Green Health Show.
Today, I just want to mention, you said around the world, and I'm always thinking that folks saying, yeah, right, around the world, really?
Yeah.
But guess what? Last Sunday, from around the world, we had listeners in Cyprus, a place I would love to visit, Germany, Japan, Moldova, Peru, Russia. I guess they're probably listening to hear how they can move to Canada. And of course, most of our listeners are from the US
and Canada. So it is a worldwide listenership that we have. So
it's funny how the countries change each week. So
Yeah.
probably one day we can try and connect with some of the folks who are in these really crazy time zones, right?
Yeah. So once again, welcome wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It's fun. Nice to have you with us. Nice to have you allow us into your space. And listen, today we have an important topic we're going to be discussing. But before we start, I want everyone that is listening, pick up your phone, call your friend, tell them to tune into the Liquid Green Health Show. It is important that they tune in because what we have to say today will benefit every single person that is listening. So please tell your friends, bring your neighbors over, bring the dogs too. Bring the pets over. We're gonna have fun.
I everything that's designed for humans. I don't know about the rest of the animals, but the dogs who have moved to the top of the food chain, not the pet chain, or the animal chain
there.
In terms of humans and interactions.
They're smart pets because they have dogs, psychiatrists, they have supermarkets, they have salons,
jewelry,
special jewelry, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, folks, this is this and all of our broadcasts.
Oh, and cats are a close second. I think cats are first, actually, in terms of how many of them that are owned by humans. Yeah, we've done that on that show with Kayla.
Like all of our broadcasts, we are on Spotify today. We are also on YouTube. So just punch in the Liquid Green Health Show, hit the like and share buttons, comment, subscribe, all of those things, and give us a boost, for our show. You know what? I forgot. A listener wrote in last week and said that there was a problem with the comment section. And honestly, I forgot to check it out and correct that. So if you're listening, please accept, my apology. I certainly will get it done today. Not today, but this week.
Yeah, because we'd like to hear the comments. Like if they're anything like the emails, then we're going to be happy to have the comment section.
So we'll be looking into that. Mike, could you look into that for us, please? Right. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'll look into that.
Okay, send your email to where they send it to today, and why.
The usual.
You gotta help me out, man. You're my partner. You gotta help me out. You know, no, you have a memory block. That's what it is. liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. That's where we would like you to write in, especially today, because we had promised all through the month of January that on the last show of January, we will be doing a draw. And we will be doing that, folks. So send in your emails. We have quite a few emails. We're going to be picking out a winner today. We might even do 2 winners if we're
right up to 6:15, correct?
Yeah.
We'll get the emails
right. So
6:15. Okay.
Just before the show ends, we're going to be doing that draw. So please send your email into liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. Let us know where you're listening from. We love to have your questions and your comments. So please keep them coming. Every Sunday, we have fun on air just about this time, offering tips in an edutainment format designed to stimulate the mind and help bring us one step closer to living a healthier lifestyle. So that's what this is all about. It's edutainment.
Okay, I was just about to correct it. I thought, okay, probably that was not a slip.
It wasn't a slip,
That was on purpose.
On purpose. Edutainment. That's what we're doing, folks. So, if you hear something that, have any questions or doubts about, see your doctor. Okay? Because we're not doctors. We're just passing information.
Give advice.
You're not giving advice. We're just information. Okay? So what are we talking about today?
Well,
before we do that, you said you had something you wanted to. Well,
you decided that we were going to talk about Co-Q10.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what do you know about, initially?
I know it's a very important supplement to take.
Yeah.
It plays a very important role. It's a major antioxidant that the body needs. Not the master antioxidant, but it's a major antioxidant.
Okay.
And
the master being glutathione.
Glutathione is the master antioxidant.
But you know what? Our little grandson was over on the weekend. Everybody knows Maxwell by now. By the way, he turned 7.
Yeah.
In February. And Kofi has a birthday tomorrow. I won't give away his age, but he's getting there. He's in some double threes, right?
Double threes. Kofi, you're getting old, man.
So he's not here, hasn't been here for the weekend.
Yeah, he's somewhere hiding out.
To be, right?
Hiding out with his girlfriend. We may have to send an APB out for you.
Not an ATP, an APB, right?
Yeah.
And
so happy birthday wherever you are, son.
Yes. And we know he's not listening in, right? Yeah. But anyway, so Maxwell was over for the weekend. It was, the weekend where they're at Nana's and Papa's. And for all the grandparents out there, we know whatever happens at Nana's stays at Nana's, right?
Yeah.
Because as you were saying earlier, when they're here, they think their bedtime has shifted from whatever it is to the wee hours of the morning.
They have no respect for time, no respect for the home rules.
Yes.
Like Maya asked me, why does Mama have rules? Nana has rules.
Why do I have my own rules?
Yeah.
I said, when you're here, we have rules and your mom has rules. And hopefully they coincide.
And she's only 4.
Yeah. But Kira was mentioning that, with Maxwell, and I don't know how many other kids out there, with what's happening in the world, we saw how stress during the COVID period, during the pandemic, they were talking about the amount of children who experienced an inordinate amount of extra stress. School, right? Friends, not being able to do the usual things. And what she intimated was that when he hears us doing the research, if he's here and he's hearing us talk, for example, when we were talking about the microbiome and the importance of taking fiber.
Yeah, I listened to his reaction. I was upstairs and I heard him asking you.
And then she said he was talking about fiber and he thinks, oh my goodness, if I don't get enough fiber, am I going to be sick? So
and he's 7.
Kids internalize this thing. Yeah. And the boy does not have one fat cell in his body and he's worried about being fat. So we don't want people to become paranoid, right? What do you think? People, we shouldn't stress out about health.
Health should not be a stressful condition. It should be a normal way of life. You go through life doing what you are supposed to do. And of course, you should make health number one, but it shouldn't be a stressful activity in your life.
Precisely. And I know our mother was guilty, guilty as charged, because she was eternally thin. My mom was like 5'8", and I don't think she ever weighed more than 118 pounds. And then, of course, life is not fair to everybody. We don't always inherit the same genes. And I remember my sister Joan always saying, oh my goodness, I'm not going back to Jamaica because she's going to think I'm going to sink the island.
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's where
she had this thing about, people being overweight.
People tend to react. And I'm trying not to do that to my own children, right? And I think we should really just not internalize. Like, it's important, but we don't need to make a tragedy out of being 20 pounds overweight.
No.
Right?
The
whole idea is, if you're going to stress about it, you're going to create
whatever
you're
more,
trying to find.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so what are we talking about?
We're talking about Co-Q10 and its benefits and importance.
We have an email came in 2 hours ago. That means over an hour before the show started. And it's from one of our faithful listeners, Walt. And Walt says, hello, Liquid Green Show. We're looking forward to the show today. And I am taking notes. That's a compliment.
I hope you have a lot of paper and a lot of ink in the pen or lead in the pencil.
We'll ask the exam questions. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Co-Q10 is a coenzyme. Coenzyme Q10, for short, Co-Q10. And if you go into any health store, oh my goodness, you're going to see this. I remember there was a book somebody gave us, and it said, it was written by a doctor, and it said, if you have cancer, this is what you should do.
Yes.
One of the products he said absolutely would take was Co-Q10. Now, as a coenzyme, it really means that it's not a full enzyme. It's actually a cofactor, so it helps other enzymes, right? And we know that. It's
a fat soluble.
Yeah, it's produced in the body.
Yeah, but as we get older, the production, is not as efficient as before.
Like so many other things in the body, right? Yeah. So even though it's produced in the body, we have to supplement.
Yes, especially when you get to a certain age.
Yeah, and it's synthesized, rather. It's made in the liver.
Yes.
And that's why, as you were saying, the foods we eat, you get coenzyme Q10.
Yeah, if you're someone, unfortunately, if you're a vegan, you're not going to be eating animal organs.
Right.
Right. So,
but you can get it from whole grains. You can get it
from whole grains.
From whole grains, I'll
but animal organs like the liver and kidneys, they have a lot of Co-Q10.
Salmon, mackerel, sardines, eggs, nuts. So, chicken, organ meats, right? Especially beef liver, the heart, and whole grains. Yeah. And of course, some other things. But the important thing is, it's not in sufficient quantity. So what does coenzyme Q10 or Co-Q10 do? Remember, we were taking it at night. Oh my gosh.
That was a big mistake.
Without knowing.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Couldn't sleep. Many nights we went through, you were up until like 3 a.m. Right? Yeah. And that's when you fell asleep.
And
right?
just wondering,
we couldn't figure out,
can't we sleep? Why?
And you get up next day. Yeah, next day you're tired, because you didn't get that restful night.
It helps to produce ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, if I think I said that right.
I think you did.
And that is the energy for the body.
For the body.
Right? And it's actually stored in the mitochondria. And we've heard about the mitochondria.
For energy.
Which is the lining of the cells, right? So CoQ10 is an antioxidant. And what it does, we know that antioxidants fight free radicals.
Yes.
And can you explain to us what free radicals are?
The wayward people like me. They're all over the place looking to create trouble.
the cells.
Right.
That's correct.
They do damage. That's all they're there for, to do
Exactly.
damage to other cells.
And therefore we have to get the good guys.
An abundance of them is what causes the problem. That's a layman explanation.
Right.
Right.
And
they're
it's
troublemakers.
It's actually quite accurate, because when we have oxidative stress and those cell walls are not good, then we have problems.
Yes.
We have the inflammation setting in,
Yes.
because now it begins to oxidize the cells.
Yeah.
And with oxidative stress, then that's when we get the inflammatory diseases,
Right.
etc.
And everything comes off.
Right.
Everything from lupus to you name it.
Alzheimer's,
Alzheimer's.
Parkinson's,
Yeah.
muscle weakness, all of those things are direct results. Okay.
And Co-Q10 also plays a very key role in maintaining electrical movements inside the cells.
Yeah.
So that they can produce energy. But you know something, from a personal experience, remember when I had my sciatica attack and I wasn't aware that it was the sciatica nerve that was giving me trouble. I was blaming everything else. The mattress, the car seat,
Yes.
the sofa, everything.
Yes.
I was blaming.
Right.
And because of that, it got worse, right? And then it got even worse.
Okay.
And eventually I got that condition in my leg where I got a foot drop from it. Remember when I used to walk?
And I used to laugh.
You used to laugh at me, right? And
It's
it was really, really pronounced then. Now you have to look carefully to see it. But had I known then, I would have been taking Co-Q10 because
Why?
the electrical circuit down to the foot, that information wasn't getting there because the nerves weren't able to transmit that electrical circuit.
Yes, Dr. Cox, that's your prognosis on yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
But no doctor told me that. I figured it out.
But I don't know. I don't know if you're correct.
I am correct.
Because what they say is that, I mean, the experts, and we always look at the science, we look at the experts. And what they say is that it is the powerhouse for the cells. It does, as you say, conduct
the electricity. That
processes.
message from the brain, you know, the electrical transmission of that message is not getting there.
So the areas that need the most CoQ10 are the areas, the organs in the body that are
works the hardest,
active,
right?
The most active. Number one being
The brain.
The brain. As a matter of fact, most of the energy produced in the body is, I think, I can't remember if it's about 40% that goes just for the brain, and everything else utilizes what's left. So it's the brain, it's the heart, it's the liver,
and
right?
The
kidneys,
those
and
are the
of course,
hard working.
the pancreas. And of course, it also helps with the other areas like your muscles, etc. Right? There's small amounts in the rest of the body, but definitely those major organs use the most of it, right?
And it also, from my research, it stabilizes cell membranes and stuff like that. That
muscle
protects.
Weakness. So you're right. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
muscle
what.
Weakness.
Okay, see, so I'm right.
All right, good. I'll give you
The
that.
doctor didn't tell me that. I figured it out years later.
Okay.
Years later.
No,
right?
CoQ10 is also good for what we were just talking about, anxiety.
Okay.
And stress.
Yeah.
Right. Depression. So also people with migraines, again.
Migraine, severe migraine headaches. Yeah.
You should be taking CoQ10.
Right.
And it should be, do you know what the dosage is?
No, I think it's like, I don't remember. I don't
300
remember.
milligrams, I think, per day.
Yeah. I have to look that up.
Okay. Now, what happens if while you're looking, what happens if you do not take CoQ10?
You're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Any areas in particular?
Well, hypertension.
Yes.
Right.
Of course, because again, think of it. If it's the heart,
nervousness,
right? If it's the heart, then anything that has to do with the heart,
regular heartbeats,
yes, high blood pressure, hypertension, collapsing weak vessels, etc. If you don't have enough CoQ10, then that's one of the conditions. Also, we mentioned as you get older, right? Now you're going to need about 10 times as much as everyone else.
I'm not old. I'm not old.
You're going to need more than me anyway, right?
Old age for me is when you get into your 80s. I'm a long way from that.
Age is just a number.
I'm a junior, senior.
Okay, and I'm a
junior senior.
kindergarten senior.
Yeah.
So you're a junior senior.
I'm a junior senior. All right. I'm not there yet.
But the supply is depleted.
The supply, yes. Even at my age, the supply, it's
so
not
you
as if,
must.
Yeah.
Gary, I love putting you on the spot.
Gary's our producer, one of our producers, folks. So we call upon him every once in a while.
And when we discussed the topic today, Co-Q10, what did you say?
Well, I've been taking it for over 20 years. I take 300 milligrams a day, but I take it 3 times a day, 100 milligram capsules.
When do you take the last one?
It doesn't affect my sleep, so I do take it at night, probably sometime around 9 or 10 o'clock.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one of the side effects is possible insomnia, but that's different for everybody, right? So it doesn't, just like I can drink coffee before I go to bed and it doesn't affect me.
Right.
So,
Frederick,
yeah, if I took a cup of coffee anytime after 2 o'clock, I have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah. But it doesn't affect me. If it did, I wouldn't be taking it that late at night. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And you for 20 years, huh?
Over 20. I had a hard actually it's closer to, I should say 25 years, because I had a heart attack when I was 40. Okay. And I'm 66 now. So my cardiologist said, especially since I'm on a statin as well for cholesterol.
Right.
That sometimes
blocks it. That blocks the production.
That's right. Yeah. So I've been taking it that long for sure.
Sure. Good point you raised, because folks, if you're taking any of the statins, which is the drug that is described to reduce buildup of cholesterol, then absolutely you need to be taking CoQ10.
Yes.
100%, right? And of course, if you're sick,
if you're chronically sick, the sicker you are, the more you need to take CoQ10, because the body just cannot produce enough.
Right. The supply is less. Right.
Yeah. Right. And also you have to remember it's hard to get CoQ10 from your diet, because the foods that we're eating today don't have nutrients. They don't have all the nutrients
as previously.
It depends on where the food is coming from,
especially with some of the B complex. I think B6. B6 is extremely important. And if you have a nutritional deficiency, chances are you're going to be deficient in vitamin B6.
Yeah.
And that will cause a decrease. If you don't have B6, then you also have a deficiency in CoQ10.
Right.
So and again, that's one of the reasons why you should be taking it.
And another thing is, a lot of people walk around, with a very stressful condition. The more stressful you are, the more the CoQ10 would be depleted in your body. So it causes oxidative stress. And so you have to.
Actually, any of the major diseases, right? Think of diabetes, for example, right? Which is a metabolic disease. And if you are diabetic, the same thing. Yeah. Just like
there's
we
a
talk
lot
about
of stress.
hypertension.
There's a lot of stress if you're diabetic, a lot of stress on other parts of the body that causes the body not to produce CoQ10.
And we did mention in the very beginning cancer, for prevention of cancer, and that's because the free radicals that cause the oxidative stress leads to cell damage, and that's what cancer is, correct?
But also
it can also change the structure of the cell.
Yes.
So then we get the deformed cells, and then we get the cancerous cells.
Yeah. Also, people that those high impact exercise.
Okay.
That produces a lot of energy. When you're doing that, you're reducing your coenzyme.
Yes.
It's very much like.
But that's actually in a good way.
Yeah.
It's in a good way, because the physical, it's like for the muscles. When you exercise vigorously, what is happening really? It's your muscles, and there's going to be tearing and there's going to be damage. Right. But then that is what's going to, the energy, the oxygen is what's used to rebuild, and they become stronger.
It becomes stronger. And as the body produces more CoQ10, it helps to repair that damage a lot faster.
And there's a very important reason that we talk about aging, but for the younger people, especially people who are the young folks, the millennials who are trying to get pregnant. It's absolutely great for fertility. But before we go into the fertility aspect of why we should be using CoQ10, do you want to, let's check out some of the emails?
First, let me tell our audience what they're listening to. You're listening to the Liquid Green Health Show. Today being Sunday, you tuned in to the Liquid Green Health Show, and my name is Fred Cox, and my co-host is Janet Cox. So we are the Coxes, and it's being brought to you live today via Reality Radio 101. And please, I'm going to reiterate again, please send in those emails, because later on in the show, we're going to be doing a draw for one of the prizes that we have been talking about all through the month of January. So please let those emails come in. You can send it to liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. That's liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com.
And Bob says, hello, I'm listening in again and writing again. So he's going to have a double draw, right? I love that Fred always gives the day and time at the beginning of your show.
Why, he doesn't remember?
No, he says he sets his watch to Fred's information. That's cute.
See, that's how important cute. I am. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. I have any more?
Here's Olivia listening in from New York.
Oh, great.
And she says, is Janet going to do any more dives anywhere? As a matter of fact, Olivia, good question. I am aware of a group in Mississauga, which is in Toronto, West Toronto, part of the greater GTA in Toronto. And they routinely go swimming in the lake. So they do. I am going to call them up because
you're going to do it again.
It's not a dip. This is it's like, it won't be a lifestyle, but it's something I would like to do, not for a hype, not for fundraising, but just because I've been introduced.
Temperatures are beginning to get lower, as we get deeper into the winter.
So thanks for that. No big dips.
Yeah, but I always knew I was married to a crazy person, but this goes were. Here's one from Eric. Eric says, this is the way that it is with the grandkids up until they pass out. Right? Yes. Listening to you from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you very much. And Eric, you're right. They're like that until they just get tired and they drop down wherever they are. And that's it. And then you got to lift them and take them up to bed.
Okay. And we have Jake. We have a local. Jake's writing in from Toronto, Ontario. Yay.
Hey, Fred and Janet, you're the best. I love you, Jake. I love you. We're going to put your name in to the draw. And here's one from Evan. Hello, Liquid Green. This is a very interesting topic today. Co-Q10 is very important for help, and a lot of people do not know about it. Hello from Miami, Florida.
I wonder what the weather is like in Miami.
But he sent an image of sunshine, so it's probably warm down there.
But I was looking at a picture of some folks in Jamaica, and honest to goodness, they had on sweaters. No. And there's a lady I had met at the beach down there, and she was I was helping to teach her grandchildren to swim. And I asked, how are they doing? And what she said was, we haven't been to the beach because it's so cold. And that it's cold. And I thought, oh my goodness, Jamaica is never cold enough.
They do things differently from other parts of the world, Janet. If they're wearing a coat in the summer, something is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. As we were saying, back to CoQ10. Okay.
Back to the fertility. What we know is that it will improve the sperm quality, not just of the female's egg, but it would also improve the sperm count in males.
So I got to take more then.
The sperm quality.
I got to take a lot more.
It's good for older men.
I have plans. So I need to take.
I wonder with who.
I got to take a lot more.
For older men, and it's excellent for prostate health.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So
excellent for prostate
I got to take
health.
more.
Yes.
Right.
So, because fertility is one of the problems that so many young people are facing. I think the fertility clinics are
booming.
They're booming.
Yep.
And that's because so many folks need help, right? In making babies.
Yeah.
Right. And that's because of this sperm count, right? Okay. What else can we say?
About Co-Q10?
Yes.
A lot. We can see a lot, right? Okay. For example, the causes of low coke, well, you just mentioned that, right?
We talked about that.
Right.
Fatty liver. We didn't mention the fatty liver.
Right.
Critical.
Overtraining. Remember, I talked about people that exercise a lot?
We did.
No, but I didn't quite finish what I was saying. There is a depletion of Co-Q10 when you're over-exercising, because you have people think that you should exercise for an hour or 2 hours. You have that kind of person out there.
What's wrong with that?
It's over-exercising. You don't need to do that much.
It's personal.
Only if you're practicing for a specific event.
I totally disagree.
But you don't need to exercise for 2.5 hours.
It depends on the person. Somebody can do 2 hours and feel as if they've not done anything.
I agree, but I'm saying it's not necessary.
Minutes and feel the
I agree, but I'm saying it's not necessary. The body doesn't need it. You may feel that way.
You can't say whether it's necessary or not.
Okay, we're going to argue about this.
It depends on the person's body. It depends on the person. It depends on how fit they are. It depends on their goals. Like, look at, you think LeBron James?
Janet, that's a different category. LeBron James is in any athlete, any professional athlete, or even an amateur athlete is in a different, but I'm not talking about that person. I'm saying, okay, let's talk about Co-Q10.
No, let's finish this. Let's finish this because I need, well, perhaps somebody will write in and let's hear some
I'm
other
just
opinions.
saying that a lot of people over-exercise.
Yes, they
necessarily.
They can, but what you're saying, that is fine, the way you say that.
Yeah.
But you can't say that people who exercise for 2 hours are over-exercising. For lots of people, that's a warm-up.
Okay.
It depends on the individual.
No, but I clarified my statement. I clarified my statement by saying, unless they are practicing or exercising for a specific event, I can understand that individual. That's practicing for a specific event. They're a professional athlete. They have to warm up themselves for quite some time before they get into the real game. Yeah. Right. And that kind of exercise is not unnecessary because the body needs it.
What is good for you?
1 minute.
You're so silly, honestly.
No,
I think
20 minutes. Look, when I go to the gym, 20 to 45 minutes is good for me.
That's a warm up.
No, but it's good for me.
It's a warm up. Here we go again.
No, it's good for me. It's good for me. 20 to 45 minutes. I don't need to put my body on any of the stress than that.
The warm up, some of the I work the body parts, the arms.
Yeah, but you don't do anything.
The arms.
You just move.
Then I like to swim for at least 45 minutes.
That's the hardest part of exercise that you do, the swimming. Anything else, you don't do anything.
As a matter of fact, there's some experts who think that swimming is a 100%, that if you did nothing else, you can get everything from swimming.
I think so.
The cardio. Yeah. You can get the what you call it, like when you lift weights.
The stress exercise. Yeah.
Right. So
especially if you use those dumbbells.
Right.
Right.
Everything you do on land, you can do in the pool, and without any damage to the
body. Let's get back to the topic. Our listeners are laughing at us, right? Okay. What's the more benefits from taking Co-Q10? Energy production. Right? It is a helper. They say it's a helper for enzymes, which helps to generate energy inside the cell, right? In the mitochondria, right? So that's where you need a lot of Co-Q10 does a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's used in every
cell, every single cell of the body.
Because every cell has a membrane, right?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Cellular health again. Excuse me. It is used, and we just said it's used by every cell in the human body, right? Okay. So the importance of this particular supplement cannot be taken for granted, right? It is an antioxidant, as we said, right?
And because every cell...
And it protects the barriers from, we touched on that, the free radicals, right? The crazy ones that are all over the place. It protects the cells from that, right? And it occurs in areas in the body where there's lots of energy, where lots of energy is being produced.
Right.
Okay. And we talked about the fertility and stuff.
So if you're trying to get pregnant, definitely. It's a good supplement to take. Now, what do you think? Supplements.
Right.
So many of us take supplements. Do you think we can over supplement?
I don't think so. It depends on the type of supplements that you're taking. I think you can over supplement on vitamins.
Okay. And with some things, if you overdo it, then the body knows how to compensate.
Yeah.
That's something else I was saying to
good
Maxwell.
quality supplements, the body knows what to do with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Vitamins and stuff, you can do harm to the body. Too much vitamins.
And at the beginning of the show, before we came on air, we were talking about the scientists.
Oh yeah.
Like
the important role.
If we think about how awesome the machinery of the human body is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always amazed. One cut finger or a virus, anything, and the entire body goes into
repair and protection mode. Yeah. Almost immediately.
You touch a hot stove, a child touches a hot stove, and the brain, everything goes into action. And there are so many things for us to know about. And when you think of somebody, who is it that discovered the
Co-Q10? His name is Faulkner.
I forget his name. Could you
Frederick?
Pull that up?
Frederick, is it Frederick?
Frederick something
Faulkner or something like that. I have to look it up very quickly. Very quickly.
Okay.
Frederick, yeah, his name is Frederick Faulkner.
Is it Frederick?
I think it is.
Frederick.
No, Frederick Crane. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, Frederick Crane and Carl Faulkner.
And this was back in the 50s,
Yeah.
right? In 1957, where he was the first one to actually isolate this coenzyme, right? And how did he do it? By using beef hearts, right?
Okay.
So it's like, then later, the other scientist, Carl Folkers, he actually discovered the chemical structure of Co-Q10. And this is what I'm talking about.
That was in 58, right?
Yeah. It's like
that's a year after.
Scientists can devote their entire lives to the study of one small molecule or one tiny atom. Like I give enough respect, enough respect to the scientists that do that.
Yeah.
And I know we say we follow the science, but sometimes, do you think, for example, with the COVID situation, there is such a big debate amongst the scientists as to yay or nay.
Yeah.
So not that they spend a whole life's work, and in their professions, they actually have people who steal their work, right? And then claim it to be their own, just like in business. Yeah. So I'm folks, I'm just always taken aback at the work that is done that help us so much, because the human body is so complicated. And if you think back 100 years ago, how far back we were, right?
And that's why when you hear people say that there's a possibility that we will live longer, a lot longer than our ancestors, it's because of the science.
Of course.
That's me.
Because think of it, life expectancy a few years ago.
45, 60 years, in some countries it's still 4 to 5 years, some very poor, very poor nations. In the more developed world, it's 75, 80.
And of
90.
course, women always outlive men.
I have a relative that just passed away. Aunt Lou, she died at 101 years old.
Okay, and
she died just a few weeks ago.
And Hazel McCallion died
2 days
today.
ago, rather. Yeah.
And for folks listening here in Mississauga, your mayor who worked until she was 94. Can you imagine? Mayor of a city since she was 94.
Yeah.
And she died at 101. That's an awesome life. And she was so active. So, regrets condolences to the family of Hazel McCallion.
And to the city of Mississauga as well. But look at this. Here, we just got an email from Jim. And Jim said, hi to Fred and Janet. You are both right in regards to exercise. Fred is right. I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
Fred is right.
He should say first.
No. That's not what he said. He said Fred is right with respect to professionals. or exercising for specific reasons for competition.
Yes.
Janet is kind of right.
He didn't say that. He said Janet is right.
When someone needs to lose a lot of weight or to tone up, the average person to stay in shape is just 1 hour. See?
3 times per week.
1 hour of exercise, 3 times per week.
Okay.
30 minutes for cardio and 30 minutes for weight training or swimming, etc. The above is the perfect exercise regimen. The muscles and body need a cool down and rest period for at least 2 to 3 days per week. See, that's why I only go to the gym periodically. Yeah.
Okay. What's the end of the email?
No. And that's it. And he goes on to say, shoot for 1 hour of exercise 3 or 4 times per week max.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you need to exercise to lose a lot of weight, like person to my left, or train for the Olympics.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that, Jim.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's not just agreeing with you. This is a kind of email that we appreciate.
Yeah.
Because it shows
it's a good email.
It's a fantastic email.
No, because he mentioned my name first. Right?
No, we said education and entertainment, but please, it's not a comedy show.
No.
All right? we did have Quince on for comedy in the past.
But thank you, Jim. Lovely. Love you, guy. I love you.
What time is it?
I just put your name into the thing. Okay.
What do you think of the exercise walking?
Okay. What exercise do you do, Mike? What do you enjoy?
I basically do a lot of walking, but believe it or not, when you were talking about swimming, that I do about 30 minutes swimming almost every day when I get a chance. Okay. And I do laps. So I do breaststroke and I do front crawl. Right. Then I'll do kick only with a flutter board. And you're right, it is an extremely good exercise.
A lot of energy that you're expelling.
Yeah, it is. And you feel better after you do it because it tightens up your stomach muscles and your leg muscles, and it's not too much of an impact on your body. So if you have a minor injury, you can still do a little bit of swimming.
Yeah,
exactly. And swimming is so much fun, especially nowadays.
I enjoy it.
The saltwater pool, right?
Yeah.
The Y in Oshawa has a saltwater pool,
and it's great.
And it's really,
oh wow.
Yeah, we go get in.
Have to try that.
You get a good workout.
I actually took Maxwell and Maya there earlier today. And Maxwell and I ended up having an argument because he insisted the pool was cold. I said, Maxwell, take a look around. There is nobody else that's cold. But he says, but I'm cold. And he said, you don't respect my wishes.
He said that?
He did.
He's 7 years old.
And he said, well, you're cold, but nobody else was cold. Maya wasn't cold. She was having fun. So I said, just bear with me. Give me some time. I can't leave you. I'll take you both to go get your towel, wrap them, bring it back so he can stay and sit and watch while the rest of us. Yeah. All right. But to each his own, right? Everybody has different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. So, okay, let's finish this up because we have a draw coming up. And we're running out of time, and let's continue with
Were you going to mention the Co-Q10? We're with Green World, and we like their products.
Yeah, and they have a very good brand of Co-Q10. And for that, folks, I would have to direct you to the Liquid Green Products website, which is liquidgreenproducts.com. In the health section, on the tab there, you just click on the health show, and you're going to see all the supplements and other products that we carry.
And there's one thing we did not talk about was Equinol.
Yeah.
And we were going to explain the difference between Equinol and Equinol, which is some people, one is the oxidized version.
No,
Equinol is oxidized.
Ubiquinol. Ubiquinol and ubiquinol.
Yes.
Right. One is an oxidized form, and Co-Q10 occurs naturally in the body.
Yeah.
Where it shifts between
both.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess as you get older, it goes back and forth.
And ubiquinol.
One is oxidized and one is.
And it's in a continuous cycle. I guess just the way the blood goes from oxidized and from not oxidized to picking up the oxygen and getting oxidized, right? Apparently it's like a rogue oxygen within the body.
Okay. And they're both forms of Co-Q10.
Yes. And therefore, that's why it's a helper.
Okay.
Right? The coenzyme, that's why it's a helper. So, but anyway, as you know, I can't really explain the doctor part of it.
Yeah.
But all we know is that if you have any form of damaged cells, this is what coenzyme Q10 will do. It helps to repair, right? It
protects the cells from free radical damage.
Yes.
Right.
And then in taking it,
Mhm.
it will help to, it's good for longevity.
Okay.
Because it will give you more energy. It keeps the cells energized.
Mhm.
And this is why you can take in it for the last 20 years, like Gary says he does. This is what can help us as we age to live as long as your Aunt Lou or as his companion.
Yeah.
And with that, I will turn it over to you so you can get ready for the draw.
Is it that time?
Mhm.
Okay, and there's so much more to the CoQ10 topic that we had to do today.
But we talked about so much of it. We talked about what happens if you don't have it.
What about someone with a heart disease or cardiovascular problems?
We talked about that.
We talked about that, right? So if you have that condition, or you know someone that have that condition, it is highly recommended.
Right.
High blood pressure.
Just because there's not enough oxygen going to the cells, and therefore you need to take it because it will help the heart to pump more effectively.
And we also touched on the fact that it helps to feed the mitochondrial energy factories, right? It improves the ability to pump blood. You just mentioned that. Yeah. It helps improve elasticity in the artery walls, right? So if those arteries, get rigid, they can't expand and contract.
And
you're
that's
gonna have
what
a problem.
High blood pressure.
Yes.
Right? So.
Right. And there's some foods that you need to avoid.
Yes.
Like processed foods.
Of course.
Right.
For every
sweet stuff. And look, I have a sweet tooth, and when I read these things that we're doing the research on, and say you need to stay away from bread, you need to stay away from sugary foods,
and what did you
pastries and stuff like that.
Raisin bread, but I requested.
No, that was for the grandkids. You asked me while I was there in the supermarket to bring it home, so don't blame me. Right? Don't blame me on that.
I had raisin bread and cheese.
Yeah. So we need to be careful. The more of these foods that you eat, it's the greater the chance you are cutting down on the production of CoQ10. So with that, folks, we're going to switch now. We have to do the draw as we're coming down to the end of the show. And there are going to be winning. The lucky winner will get a package of this badass cleaning product from Liquid Green Products. It's a LG Extra. It's the powerhouse for cleaning whatever it is you want to clean. This will clean it for you. Your bathrooms, your grout, you name it, right?
The tough jobs. Because
and it's made, let me just give you the ingredients here. It's made with water, of course, extracts of coconut, sugar cane, geranium, neem, karanga, sapodilla, lemongrass, geranium, chrysanthemum, you name it, all edible stuff, right? And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a package. So let me get into it.
What? I shook it up, and I know Gary's probably cringing because that sound with the mic is probably going awful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me do it this way. Okay. And we're going to make a quick draw. Okay. We had said one, but I think let's be generous. Let's give them two. Let's do two draws. Okay.
You draw one and I'll draw. Don't look.
Oh, okay.
Let me do it so that, there we go.
There we go, folks. And the very first one, this is Hank. Hank C. The last name starts with a C. I'm not going to call the first name. Hank, congratulations. You are a winner of our twin pack. And you want to draw the other one?
Okay.
Quickly. Start up already.
Okay.
We should get drum rolls for these things.
Oh, there.
This one is Kim. Kim. And the last name starts with an S. Now, we have your emails, and we definitely will be contacting you for a mailing address to send out a package to each of the lucky winners. You'll be getting, as I said earlier, the LG Extra, the newest badass cleaning product from Liquid Green Products.
And we have
congratulations.
One request. After you've used it, we want to see your testimonial.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's important.
We're going to assume you will have a positive testimonial for us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Okay.
So
now for next draw, the end of February.
Yeah.
Remember?
Again, we're doing the email thing again. Get those emails
These
in.
names will go back in.
Yes.
And then everyone for the month of February, at the end of February, we're going to draw
that cake that has gone missing in this office here, right?
The cake that is soaking, Lamore's cake that is soaking hidden in wine and rum.
And I don't know where it is. And please pray that I never find out where it is. Yeah. Or you'll never get that cake. So okay, we still have a few minutes left. Next month is Black History Month. Yes. And so what we decided for Black History Month, we're going to invite guests, whether they are Black people or businesses that support the community, or they have some history. So it might not be entirely health. Okay. But we're going to bring on and try to, for the culture, the Black culture. Yeah. Right. Talk about something, but it's business, like you said. To do like so many other people, just Black History Month, it's 1 month of the year, and they just talk about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the usual suspects. There are lots of other things, a lot of good things that are happening, that has happened over the history with our culture. And we're going to be talking about that. We have lots of entrepreneurs that have done wonderful things. And hopefully we'll have a few of them on the show to, tell us. Like yesterday, I went to a book fair, took the little kids to a book fair, face painting and making beads and all sorts of stuff. Reptilia was there, and they had the snakes, and, Maxwell is fascinated with snakes. He can tell you everything that ever. Yes. He can tell you all types of snakes, how long they are, which ones are venom, which is poisonous, which is whatever. But these were all Black folks who had written books. And I'm so pleased to see some of the things that are coming out that's not usually on the market. Yeah. For example, I bought a book from one of the vendors. I sent it home with them. I don't remember the name of it, but it was an alphabet coloring book. But with each letter from A to Z, what they had done was they had a Black inventor. Okay. Because our kids, the little Black kids, a lot of us have no idea the contribution of some of their elders into society, right? And it's literally thousands of inventions out of the regular school books. Yeah. So I'm glad to see that it's again becoming, they can color. So I addressed the book to all three of them, so they can color and they can read and they can go and research. It's an introduction. I wish I could give the author a shout out, but I don't have the book and I don't remember her name. Okay. So that's what we're planning for next month, the celebration of Black history. And hopefully we will be able to have a few individuals on that can, either promote or tell us more about what's happening culturally in our community. Right. Now we did finish a little earlier. I don't know if you have anything else to say, but we're going to send out a survey. And what I want to find out from folks, this is a health show, but we have an interest in, what should I say, business, right? I want to throw it out there. We have a business that's it's an investment opportunity that we're involved with. And I always say, Frederick, what stresses out people the most? Money. Lack of money. Money. And that's lack of, if the access is not there, the relationship, I don't know which is more. Not understanding. And I think it comes from the lack of understanding of the power of money and what it can do to you if you don't have it. A lot of people will say, well, I don't need a lot of money. Yeah. Right. But if you don't have, it's like air. If you don't have air, you can't survive. Here we go again. It's a controversy because a lot of people will say, I don't need a lot of money. And that's because in their heart, they figure they don't need a lot of money. Yeah. Some people are. And it depends on where you live. Depends on where you live.
pay your bills
Yeah.
and have enough money for one trip or, you know, to go to whatever, or buy yourself something nice. Some people are satisfied with that.
Yeah, but in North America, trust me, you need a lot of money.
You
If you're living in
everywhere,
North America.
everywhere you
Yeah.
need money, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you could choose between rich and poor,
I'm
99%
going for
of
the
the
riches.
people would probably choose rich.
Yes.
But it's not it's what do you do with the riches? Because do
Yeah.
you know you can be rich and be poor?
And unhappy, yes.
Now you can be rich in money
Yeah.
and wealth, but you can be poor in spirit
Yeah.
and still miserable. I always wonder, why is it that some rich people, for example, they have so much money and they wouldn't take the time to figure out what's going on in their gut? Do you ever realize how many rich people
Again,
die from suicide and depression?
It comes back to convenience. They have the convenience of getting anything that they want. And they just, you know, you want it, they want a good meal, they have the fancy restaurants that they go to, but they're not paying
High
attention.
cholesterol.
Yeah, high cholesterol foods. And that's a pretty good topic that we can delve into at some point in time.
So the survey that we're going to send out, hopefully we can get it done this week, is to see, we're going to ask what are some of the topics that people will be interested in. We will list some, and we will ask if you have something, then, you know, let us know.
We just got an email from Gail.
She just made it in.
Just made it in, and Gail says,
it doesn't matter anymore,
right,
because
but
the
it's,
draw's already
yeah,
done,
it's
right?
going to go in for the next draw.
Yeah.
Here's Gail. Gail said, love the show today, Coxes. Great job. Thank you. Okay, putting her name
I know
into
we
the
have,
box.
what are the people we have lined up? Oh my goodness. Next week, first week in February.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to be talking about, it's the patty guy.
Yes,
Oh.
we have.
And I got to tell you, those patties were great.
We have already sampled some
they
vegan
were great.
patties.
Yes, they were.
Right?
Honestly, they're the best that I've had in terms of vegan stuff.
Yes, because
it doesn't taste as though you're eating vegan stuff.
And it's truly vegan, because even the crust. Now, a lot of people, listeners, I'm sure, if you know about the Jamaican patties, one of the most popular snacks globally, the Jamaican patty.
Yeah.
And don't tell me anything about.
I'm not going to say anything next week.
Chinese patties.
Next week,
nobody
no.
knows that they even.
I'm not going to say anything right now about the Jamaican patties, folks. I'll leave my comments for next week.
Yes.
Tune in next week, and you're going to hear the truth. You're going to get the other side of the story of Jamaican patties.
And we're
from me,
because it's
Fred
vegan.
Cox.
Because it's vegan. We're going to look at the vegan diet.
Yes.
And probably compare it with the vegetarian diet. And of course, the original beef patty is meat.
Yeah.
For the carnivores, right? Yeah. So we're going
next week. Next week is going to be a wonderful show. So I am asking everyone who is listening today, please tell a friend about us, bring a friend along, and you're going to hear all about the amazing Jamaican vegan patties.
What? I don't, are they Jamaican style?
Jamaican style.
Jamaican style.
Jamaican style.
Patties. And
right.
Believe
we had a sample. We had a sample, folks. And I'm telling you, from what I have tasted, trust me.
Right.
Number
we
one.
won't give it away because we want you to come back and
to
hear some of the concoctions,
yes,
the blends that they've come up
with. It's amazing. It's amazing. Really so,
okay.
And you know, we're not just giving it a plug because of it's good. We're giving it a plug because it is damn good. Right. So, and
we're very happy to hear you.
Yeah, I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening. I have some comments.
Too bad. Perhaps we'll get him to give away a box.
Yeah.
But it will have to be local because I think it has to be shipped within
it's
4
frozen.
hours, right?
Yeah, it has to be within a 4-hour range so they can get to you. So we're coming down to, can I see that clearly? Yeah, we're coming down. We have just about 2 minutes left.
Yes.
And anything else you want to say?
No, I'm done.
You're done? You actually done talking? Oh, man, I don't believe that. You're done.
Look at who's saying that.
You know.
Anyway, could you read our last?
What's that?
What you always?
What did I always say? We got time. Oh yeah, I need to go down to that because we're out of time here, folks. It's been a pleasure. Really, really enjoyed having your company this evening. And like every Sunday, we look forward to this. And we like to end the show today by saying this quote that we love to talk about. It's about health. Good health.
Can I read this week?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because I'll read it better.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time. Gary, shut her off if she's going too long.
Good health is central to human happiness and well-being, correct?
Yeah.
It contributes significantly to prosperity and wealth, and even to economic progress. As healthy individuals, we can be more productive and may even live longer. So until next Sunday, same time, same station, this is Janet
and Fred saying, let's stay healthy on Reality Radio 101. Take it away.
Thank you for listening to the Liquid Green Health Show with your hosts, Fred and Janet Cox, right here on Reality Radio 101.